have a problem, but every night I make a new best friend, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello, everybody here at Love Wrestling. I know you've seen a lot of us this week, but it is
buddy.
This time. It is actually 8 p.m. this time.
On a Thursday.
It's actually a new episode of Between Two Beards. Pluggo, you know how I know I love you?
How's that?
Your ass 4 times this week, and I'm not tired of you.
I know. We've ran the gauntlet, man. We should have went for 5. We should have just did a show every day this week. Why not?
I know, right? That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
hey,
buddy.
How we doing over there, my friend?
Man, I am exhausted today. Poor friend of the show, JPJ's favorite fan, Owen, had his tonsils removed this morning. So it's been a long day at the old Pluggo household. But you know what? The show must go on. He's doing fine. He's upstairs running amok, being crazy. And so I'm here. We're going to talk some wrestling. We're going to talk some baseball. The draft returns tonight. We're doing Adam Sandler movies, which I think will be fun. What's up, Astrid? Astrid's in the comments already hanging out.
We had a blast last night. The debut premiere episode of our new show, AEW Sidecast Watch Along Show, right here on the Twitch channel on Wednesday nights. It'll be me, Astrid, and Pluggo, and we'll have some guests on, and you know, it's always going to be a fun time at that. Last night was a great episode. It was fun. Looking forward to that every week. Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of things to talk about. I think,
a massive turnout, by the way, last night. Thank you to everybody for showing up. That was a big number. Thank you.
It was. Yeah, that was very good. It was a real good time. Where do you want to start? Chat, people in the chat, what do you want to start? We can talk a little bit about Dynamite last night. What are you doing? What are you reaching for over there?
Nothing. Checking my Twitter.
Oh, all right. I saw you reaching. I was like, "Is he trying to grab a weapon? You gonna take me out or something?"
You never know,
Had
man.
Me scared.
You never know.
Had me scared.
That's right. We had over 100 views last night. It was awesome. Bobby, hello.
Bobby, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. So we have Dynamite we can talk about. We can talk about Revolution. We can talk about Vince was on Pat McAfee today. I thought that was an hour and a half almost of Vince. In a very human setting. It was a normal conversation. He was very much you don't see that setting a lot.
No.
You know, usually
it's normal. I missed it admittedly because I had stuff going on today, but I heard it was a good interview.
It was. It's rare that you see him in that light. And then I have a rant in me about baseball. And, you know, we do dabble into other sports. You're wearing a Texas Rangers hat right there.
I should cross it out.
I do. I want to talk about baseball because I am one of the few baseball fans that still remain. And I'm sad and angry about baseball.
Well, let's do it.
But I don't. What do you want to start? What do you want to do? What do you want to start? I'm a man of the people. I'll start wherever. Want to talk about Dynamite? What do you want to talk about?
I think we should talk about the Tony Khan thing. That was massive news yesterday. I think I spit everywhere during our sidecast. Like, he bought Ring of Honor, everybody. He bought ROH, the company that future was up in the air. He swoops in and says, you know what? I'm going to save the day. It's his now. He owns all of it from top to bottom. What do you think about that, JPJ?
Well, I think it's very exciting. And I think, you know, for months, and again, we are very pro, you and I, AEW is our current favorite product. Like, we are very high on AEW. B2B stands for AEW. Is that what they say? Is that what the kids say?
Yeah, that's what I say.
All right, rock and roll. I know that's what I said. Is that what No, I'm just kidding. I love you. No, but we're very pro AEW. I think this is a good thing because what has been one of the complaints or one of the things that you hear sometimes from people is, oh, they're signing him. Well, the roster's bloated.
Yeah,
the roster's bloated, man. They got too many people, which I'm not saying I'm not saying that is true to an extent. And I think now purchasing Ring of Honor, it gives you the flexibility to have some of that talent that gives them an outlet to go perform instead of maybe not having the time that they get on the AEW television shows or Darker Elevation. So I think it just opens it up for a developmental slash, and I'm assuming they'll have big stars pop down there or pop over there every so often as well. I think it's just good. It's an opportunity for more wrestlers to wrestle.
Yeah.
That's how
and
I
mean,
feel.
even like with Dark and Dark Elevation, those kind of are what they are in terms of like, those are dark matches, they're squash matches. This would be, I would hope, like, I don't want to say secondary show in a bad sense, but I hope you would see some more like compelling matchups, and like ROH roster is like an ROH roster, and then maybe have some crossover with it. Keep Gresham as the champ and stuff like that. And we'll see where it goes, but it's not a bad move. I don't think I saw anybody say it was a bad move. I don't think anybody was, upset about it. I'm intrigued now. I did read somewhere today that the WWE was interested in buying ROH, but it didn't work out. So then that's when TK kind of swooped in and snatched it up, and he's off to the races, man. He keeps giving us everything we want. Like, he's just like, you know what? You love that promotion. I'm bringing it back.
Yeah. And I think the thing is that he loved that promotion, and he's been very open. Like, he's been a wrestling fan for a long time, and he loved Ring of Honor, and he loved those performers, and those guys, a lot of them work for him now. CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, those were like wrestling heroes for him. And now he's running a wrestling company with those guys wrestling for him. Like, that's just, it's one of those things where whenever you see him on screen and you see him in interviews, he's very like happy, and he's like so happy he's almost shaking. But I think like literally he's having the time of his life doing this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a fan. He's a fan. I think he's never said he wasn't. Hey, you know what? Culp. I'll take it. Hi, buddy. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, but
we're talking
good to see you, man.
We're going to talk some baseball later, Culp.
We are going to talk some baseball. I need to vent. I need to vent about baseball.
That's a big news. I'm excited. I want to see what it plays out, what exactly he has in store, because I think just dropping the announcement and pretty much walking out is fine. But I want to know, okay, what are your plans? How are you going to try to keep the essence that was ROH? Or are you going to more AEW nice it, turn it more AEW? Is that a word? Yeah. AEW-izing it? I don't know. We'll see. I'm intrigued. And how much of the roster are you going to cross over? Are you going to have a whole separate roster? Are you going to do like a Raw, SmackDown brand split type deal? Because like I said, I mean, you could. He's got enough talent. I know we say bloated. I think we use bloated because it is the term that like best describes it. And I know it does have a negative connotation, like I'm bloated, but at the same time, now this does alleviate that and gives some of these people that we haven't seen on TV some more to do potentially. So I'm really intrigued. I hope he comes out and really tells everybody like, yep, I bought it. Here's my game plan. Here's my super card of honor. We're kicking off there, and then we're going to run to the races. I don't know if they're going to do monthly shows, weekly shows, if they're going to have, if Sinclair's keeping them in the TV deal side of things. I don't know. There's a lot, I think, that needs to be unpacked here, because ROH was on TV weekly.
Yeah.
It was hard to find at times. I will say that.
It was very hard to find. Like they didn't even show it weekly here. Like you would get, and Tim, why are you sighing, babe? Good to see you. Why are you sighing? Why are you sighing?
What's wrong?
Hope everything's well, my friend. Yeah, but like where I'm from, and I'm from, Massachusetts likes wrestling. When they have big events in Boston, we show up well, and we're a good, passionate crowd. We're a pretty good, territory for wrestling. And Ring of Honor would be randomly like on our sports show, like just randomly.
Yeah.
It would be on a Sunday night for an hour, and you'd be like, all right, but it would be an episode from a month and a half early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like you couldn't find it consistently.
The app was fine. You could watch the latest episode on the app, but again, that was one of those things. You have to download the app, then you got to know. And then I'm interested to see how they navigate it, because they have like that Super Honor Club, or you paid for a year, you got all the stuff. There's a lot of intrigue here, and I think it's a good deal. If anybody has any opposition to AEW buying ROH, please let us know in the chat. Nope, yeah, I didn't think so, because it's awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome. Let's be real. It's awesome. Now all they need is a streaming service, HBO Max or something like that, and we're there, bro. We're there. But no, it is awesome. I hope obviously Gresham is the champion. I hope he stays and he starts fighting I just want him to fight Bryan Danielson at some point.
Yeah.
That's literally all I want in life.
Well,
So
I wonder if ROH is. I don't know how well ROH's streaming service was. I'm assuming you buy that, you got that too. I don't know if you integrate AEW stuff into the already built ROH library streaming service that they had. That could be an easy move. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll all have to see.
Yeah. Tim says he thinks it saved Ring of Honor from the crippling power of Vince. Yeah, I mean, I think if Tony Khan didn't do it eventually, Vince probably would have.
But I think Vince probably would have just bought it for that tape library.
Just for the library.
Just WCW style, shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
And just called it good.
So this keeps
he's going to keep it going.
Yeah, this keeps it going, which I think is a good thing because I think it's a good thing around. More wrestling is a good thing. So
100%.
Yeah. All right. You want to talk about Dynamite last night? You want to talk about Revolution? We can talk about. I know you didn't see it, but Vince was on the Pat McAfee show today.
You could explain
talk about that a little bit.
But yeah, everybody, welcome into the chat that's just hopping in. We're talking some wrestling. I know you've seen our mugs a lot this week, but it's been one of those weeks. We've had a good week. What can I say? But yeah, I missed the Vince McAfee. You got any highlights for me? Because like I said, my little buddy Owen had tonsil surgery today, so I had to be there for that.
Well,
pay attention
he came out and he announced that he himself will be inducting the Undertaker into the Hall of Fame. Which I think that for me was I think it's fitting. I think he was the only guy that should do it.
The only guy that honestly is alive that could do it. Like if Paul Bearer was alive, that would be
I think Kane could have probably done it.
But I think Kane's probably he's been saying some crazy shit on Twitter. I don't want to see him right now. He needs to go away for a little while.
And then he also the rumor was, right, that we've been hearing for the last week or so was that he was going to set up a match at WrestleMania, Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon. That's been a rumor that's been out, which everyone was like, why on earth? Why on earth is Vince going to what? No
disrespect to McAfee because he's good in the ring. But.
Well, so he changed it. So it was a really a normal interview. They talked a lot about when Vince started in the business. They talked about Vince's mentality a lot. Like at one point he said that he doesn't really talk about negatives ever, or like he really doesn't look in the past, like typical, he doesn't look in the past. He doesn't like big time congratulations and things like that. He just is more of like a work, like just, hey, keep going type, They talked about how he was like a terrible student and he just hated school back in the day, but he did what he had to do. And, but at the end, towards the end, he says he offered Pat McAfee a match at WrestleMania, not against him. He said they'll find him a worthy opponent. But he said, hey, I'm offering you the opportunity. And he put McAfee over. Like he said, hey, you the reason why people like you is because you have your own way. Like you're dancing on the table. He put him over. And he said, so I'm giving you an opportunity to have a match at WrestleMania. And McAfee flipped out. He was like, oh my God, yeah. Like this is a dream come true for me. Wrestling at WrestleMania, you shitting me? Like he was like losing his mind. And then he was also like, I'm terribly out of shape. He's like, I am not in shape. I got 30 days. 30 days. He's like,
if anybody can do it, Patty Mac can do it. He'll get in shape by then. I'll definitely have to listen to that tomorrow. Like I said, it was one of those just a long day. But I mean, I'll take McAfee at Mania. And I love Pat McAfee. I think McAfee is one of the breath of fresh airs on SmackDown. I know there's a section of people that don't like him because he's over the top and crazy, but I like that. You need that. You need somebody that's invested that heavily into your product that is announcing or commentating your product. Like instead of just being like, yep, and he jumped over the top rope and then we went to an arm drag. Like, no, you want him on there dancing with Boogs and Shinsuke. Like, I love it. So
yeah, I agree. Now it's the speculation, the reckless speculation of like who's going to be the guy that fights Pat McAfee. Cody Rhodes. There it is.
Hornswoggle.
I mean, Austin Theory, maybe because of his thing with Vince. What about Shane? What about a Pat McAfee versus Shane McMahon match?
Well, Shane
got fired, bro.
Right. That's
but you never know. It's Mania season.
That is Shane's spot, though.
Yes. I think McAfee is replacing the Shane McMahon spot, I think. And then Tim's saying Kofi. Give him
They're
Kofi.
saying no heels either. Like, but I think Pat McAfee is a great heel. His work in NXT.
Yeah, in NXT, he was a good heel. He had a faction. Oh, that was good stuff.
Those promos he would cut were just nasty good.
They were great.
So like I kind of would want to see it, but yeah, I agree. I think that spot it would just be a fun little filler match type deal. I don't think you're gonna get like a 30-minute banger out of anybody, but I'm assuming they'd have to announce his opponent probably tomorrow to get a program kind of going, because it is like 3 weeks away.
No, we got more than that.
No, it's March 3rd. It's a
April
month
3rd.
away.
April.
Well, it's March 3rd.
It's March 3rd today. Yeah, I got you.
It's 30 days.
30. So what was that? 4 weeks? 4 Raws?
4 weeks. Yeah,
we got 4 weeks. Yeah. Well, here's my thing.
He's on SmackDown, so you got to get it rolling.
And we got Ryan saying Austin Theory. I mean, because he's associated with Vince, I think that's the easy answer right now. I mean, I'd be all right with that. I'd be rooting for McAfee though, and I don't know if Austin Theory could lose to Pat McAfee. Who cares? But
I think he'll be fine.
And then I thought Cody WWE talks fizzled out. That's the rumor.
That's the rumor that they did. You never know, right? Like we'll downplay it, and then it happens. Like, did it fizzle out, or is it about to burst? Who knows with WWE? I just think if I'm Cody Rhodes, let's just say for funsies, he is a tried and true free agent, not sure where he wants to go, and he's torn. And Tony Khan just bought ROH, the place that kind of what's good, Throwback? How are you, my friend?
Yeah, man, good to see you. Hope you're well.
He went the place that kind of revitalized his career when he left the WWE, just got bought by the place that he helped create. There's so much he could do there. I think Cody would, if it's just tried and true, he's not already decided, because I think this is all, he already knows what he's doing. I think he's playing a lot of us. I think he'll be back. ROH,
think so?
Roads of Honor, baby.
Roads of
Honor, baby.
Okay.
Come on. Like, why wouldn't he? Like, was he going to go to the WWE and ultimately be like the mid-card king?
Well, I think if he goes to WWE, he wouldn't go there if he was going to be presented that way.
But I'm saying they're going to tell him that. Then once he's in there, unless he's got creative control in his contract, then WWE doesn't do that. Vince could just tell him, "Listen, you're the 24/7 champ now. Eat crow, bro."
Yeah, it's true.
So,
and I think that's part of. I bet you he's probably why they fizzled out of Tad is because he feels like he probably is having those type of it. How can you not be worried about something like that? You know what I mean?
Again, he shows up on Raw or SmackDown this week.
I was gonna say if he debuts the Raw after Mania, I mean that's an all-time moment. Like, that's an all-time moment. Him coming back is gonna be like, holy crap.
I'm still holding out hope that he shows up at Revolution.
I mean, I would like him to stay in AEW. That would be nice. That would be nice.
If he showed up at Revolution, I would think it would be too soon. I think if this is going to actually be successful, it does need to linger to WrestleMania, because then that hype of like, he didn't show up at Revolution. Mm-hmm. He might be here. The Raw after Mania, he might be there. He doesn't show up there. It's like, okay, what's going on? Then he just shows up Wednesday and we're like, oh shit, okay. Or the super card of honor is WrestleMania weekend. So all of it. I think as much as I'd like him to show up at Revolution, because it means that he's still with AEW, I don't think he'll be there, because I think you're just going to boil this thing over until it's almost like, just pick already, bro.
Yeah. Tim says Vince and Tony are rolling in the money. I don't think either of them lose an ounce of sleep over anything.
Probably not.
No, probably not. I mean,
I can't imagine they sleep much.
Well, Vince said today that he works out every night between 1:30 a.m. and 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Works out.
And then probably sleeps for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Outworking everybody, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
squatting 1,000 pounds at 2:15 in the morning. Oh, God.
I woke up last night at 2:15 in the morning and was like, I almost died because I was so thirsty. I can't imagine.
Meanwhile, in Stamford, Connecticut, Vince is in the basement squatting 700 pounds, just you know,
bro.
Vince also said that he said he's one of the few people that likes physical confrontation. He likes confrontation.
He likes to just get jacked in the jaw.
He just says that he thrives on confrontation. And I was all right.
His entire industry is confrontation based, so that makes sense.
Yeah. And he said that the reason why, he doesn't consider himself a meathead, he just really likes going to the gym because it's the only place where it's socially acceptable for him to let out physical aggression.
Speaking of meatheads, have you seen those videos floating around of Brock Lesnar, the Butcher? Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Bro, that's a good trait.
Just in
that's a good trait being a butcher.
It is. Being in the back room, just sleeveless shirt, just going. I was a butcher at one point in my life, and I was always bundled up, freezing back there like this. And he's just back there with cut off shirt, like, bro, whatever. Good for him.
Yeah, and Throwback says, I think Cody is not going to show up until he gets what he wants. I agree. But God, if Cody showed up in New Japan, WWE, or Impact, it would be a game changer. I agree. I think really if he goes to WWE, it's Tim using the emote saying, got it for 24 hours. I'm gonna use it. Bro.
Got what for 24 hours?
I'm assuming he got access to the emotes.
But why didn't you use ours, Tim? Speaking of which, subscribe. If you subscribe, we've got emotes. Throw some bits our way. If we get some hype trains going or something, like I might do something crazy. Who knows? You never know.
Wow.
I heard that hype trains are where it's at, but you got to give us like bits and stuff, guys. But that's what we're doing. We're on Twitch. This is our first episode on Twitch exclusively.
Yes.
On Twitch, because we just got accepted into the Sports Accelerator program, and it has been very, very good to us so far this week. We've had a lot of great shows. But yeah, Tim's rocking this. No, don't stop. Look at
320 points, and I unlocked a random emote for 24. Well, if it was random, I was going to be like, how'd you not pick Pluggo?
Yeah.
How'd you not pick
us?
But you did get our good friend Zark. So
Zarkaloo, man, the alien of love wrestling.
All right.
That's the kind of fun stuff you can get in the chat. If you hang out, you can get emotes, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. If you want to hear a more detailed preview of Revolution, we were on the Warren Hayes show this past Sunday. It's live on YouTube. There's even clips of us talking about certain matches. So if you don't have time to watch the whole thing in totality, you can kind of check it out clip by clip. But it was a really good time. We went really in depth with Warren. Warren's the man. He's been on this show numerous times. Yep. We went really in depth about Revolution. So if you want to just listen to in general, just a really good preview of the big event on Sunday.
Conversation. The three of us.
Yeah, good conversation. Just go give that a watch. Give Warren a follow.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to talk a little bit about Revolution tonight, like right now as well. Look at Tim. What a friend. What a friend.
I know, right? But at the same time, like Tim cheats. Tim cheats in our prediction pools.
Yeah, the only reason you guys, you haven't let me into those because I would wipe the floor with all of you. Just saying. I know we got a ways till football season, but if you guys want some real competition, But anyway.
Oh boy. We're not here to talk about football.
Let's not get started. But Revolution is this Sunday. I am super duper excited for it. It is going to be incredible. There you go. That's what a good friend looks like. Thank
you.
Wow. Wow, he comes to your defense and then you don't even remember his name.
I've had
disrespect.
A day. I've had a day, bro. But anyway, we're going to talk Revolution, which we have said ad nauseum is like stacked.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
this
man.
Card.
I want obviously. Oh no. Obviously we did the watch along last night for Dynamite. And we were watching it live in the moment. But now that we've had some time to think about it 24 hours later, what was your opinion of the CM Punk MJF
real quick
promo / beatdown? Oh, thank you, Throwback. Do you? Oh well, let's answer the. Do you see Ziggler coming out of NXT next week as champion? Is this a way for WWE to get the NXT title on Mania if they pull the trigger?
Keep the cheers going, but I don't.
No, I don't either. I think that would not be a good idea to take it off Braun Breaker anytime soon. I wouldn't be opposed to Braun Breaker maybe getting a WrestleMania match, since Ciampa seems to be heading to. He's been on Raw, like he's heading to the main roster. Obviously, Ziggler and Rude are main roster superstars. I did love though that they let Bobby Roode. They have the combined song. They have their own theme now on the main roster. But this past Tuesday, they let Bobby Roode come out to at least like one little part of his glorious.
But no robe.
No robe. But I'm glad they had the song and they let the crowd sing and he got that moment. I was like, all right. Because that song, he was over as hell.
I wouldn't be opposed to like Braun Breaker getting almost like the Kevin Owens type treatment where he's still NXT champion and he debuts up on the main roster and he goes after the biggest guy and whoever the WWE champion. I think Raw needs Breaker more than SmackDown if I was going to put him on a show. So whoever's on Raw at the time that you decide to do that and really make it a big deal. And I would go so far as to like not even have Breaker lose the NXT title right away. I'd kind of have him pull double duty for a little bit just to show how special he is. Cause that is the star right now in NXT 2.0. And you need to ride that wave and see where it goes.
I disagree there.
No, you think there's a bigger star. You were telling me a month ago that he should win the Royal Rumble and face Roman Reigns.
Yes.
What happened?
No, I still think that if they wanted to do him properly, he should have been presented that way. I think when all is said and done, that Carmelo Hayes will be a bigger star than Braun Breaker.
Don't get me wrong. Carmelo Hayes is great too, but
Carmelo Hayes
is not
every time
champion.
I see him, I'm like, yep, that guy should be on the main roster right now. 100%.
Yeah, and I'm with
100%.
you. I think Braun, I think LA Knight, I think Carmelo Hayes are slam dunks for main roster spots. I think that would be Raw after Mania type stuff where you're just like, here they are. They're done in NXT. But I'm just saying, like, he is your champion. He, in theory, is your biggest star on that roster.
Yeah. Throwback says, do you guys see Bayley back at Mania? Do you think maybe she faces Beth at Mania? And then he also thinks that they're lining up Hayes as the NXT champion for after Mania.
That's fine. But I want to see Bayley come back.
Yes, I do too.
Every day. Every day of the week. I don't care when it is. Just come back already.
Run it back, Bayley, Sasha. You can do a lot of things. Sasha's got nothing going on.
She deserves a Mania spot after that crap pulled last year, man.
God.
And then she gets hurt. It's like well,
I know, it's so brutal. She carried. I mean, her and Sasha both, but Bayley carried the SmackDown women's division. Like she carried the pandemic, really.
Yeah, they were pulling double duty because they were
1A and 1B during the pandemic. Like they carried the company.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bayley just blew the knee out, and it was like, and you knew she was going to potentially miss Mania.
Isn't that crazy how far those women tag titles have fallen? Like, admittedly, I had to think about it for 30 seconds. It's like, who's the current?
Well, it's because they're never on the show.
I know.
Or at least they never defend them.
Then they were like the main attraction of Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
It was, so.
And I agree, Throwback. She did look good on the G4 special. She was part of that. And Tim says Bayley comes back with a vignette of her fixing the Bayley buddies. So you think, she comes back as Hugger Bayley. I love both versions of Bayley.
I hope she comes
She's my
back
favorite
as
of the four horsewomen.
And
I
it's
love
just
her.
like, kidding. Gotcha. Not doing that.
No.
Because she's going to get cheered when she comes back.
100%. She's going to get the, hey, we appreciate you. We missed you while you were gone cheer.
And she's going to come back and say, I didn't care. Hate all of you.
100%. She's going to go, you guys were the reason. I hate, don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of the You People promos. But she's going to come back and go, yeah, you know why I tore my ACL? For you people. That's the reason I got hurt.
Yeah.
Dicks.
There's going to be kids crying.
Yeah. Oh, Throwback says, I think she comes back as a hybrid between the two. So she's kind of like a tweener.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. She was a heel the last time we saw her, but the ding dong, hello, all those things, that was hilarious stuff. So it's like she was the heel that people were like, no, we like Bayley. You know what I mean? But she's just a heel, so we're gonna boo her out of respect, almost. You know what I mean? That's how I view it. That's how I view it.
Let's talk that revolution.
Well, yeah, let's go. What'd you think of the? First of all, I didn't even know
CM Punk MJF
yes.
promo from last night was fantastic. They are knocking that out of the park, right?
Fantastic.
And the blood was a lot. Like
So
I was like, woo.
I watched it again on YouTube today, and they put the black and they made it black and white. They made it black and white. I was like, wow. I was like, even they were like, yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
that was a lot.
I need to go back and watch it and see exactly where they cracked him, where it was. I don't think they meant for it to be that bad, but still, like the visual is, I mean, MJF has to win.
Bob, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the comment. Welcome. He better who? MJF better
I'm
win.
thinking MJF. Yeah, I think that was a response to Tim.
Please.
I think CM Punk's winning.
Yeah.
I think. And what we saw, we'll talk about it because MJF. What we saw. Yeah, so let's talk about the promo first, right?
Okay.
CM Punk comes out. He says he's been questioning whether he's a good guy or not. Says whatever, he calls MJF out. He says, hey, I've done a lot of bad things. He references pouring the ashes on the Undertaker. Yes, this is where I'm going. I see your comment. Love wrestling. I'm going to pull it up.
Love wrestling.
I've been leaning towards this. I'm assuming that's Spencer, but I never want to just assume. But this is where I'm going with it. That scene happens. They have the hug. He kicks him in the nuts. They beat the crap out of Punk. Blood everywhere. The promo that MJF cut about the devil, I had no idea that was the same promo. That was a promo that CM Punk cut 10, 15, however long ago in Ring of Honor. I saw that video today, I was like, I already thought that segment was fantastic. Then I saw that and I was like that. It's just incredible storytelling.
They hugged forever too.
Oh, it was a long hug.
I was sitting there like, I was last night on our sidecast. It's like, oh my God, they're doing this. And then it was like, field goal.
Yeah. Nuts. And Throwback says the photos of Punk from last night remind you of Austin and Hart, where Austin was bleeding like nuts. He says MJF wins as a DQ, and he gives us some more cheers. So thank you, Throwback.
Cheer
we
for
appreciate
Throwback,
that.
our dude. Keep them cheers coming.
And Tim says it sends a bad message about bullying if Punk wins. I don't know. What MJF did last night was pretty doggone bad.
Yeah, WWE does be a star campaign and then goes on Raw and fat shames Nia Jax.
Yeah,
it's wrestling, man.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
The reason I.
Oh yeah, I'll let you go, and then I want to get to where I'm going because I want to recognize.
Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead? Go ahead. Because you're on a roll.
I thought so. The reason why I think CM Punk was going to win is because I think what Spencer says here, Wardlow is going to screw MJF. Now, I think everyone can tell that the next main opponent after Punk for MJF is going to be Wardlow. And I thought last night on Dynamite, they pushed it heavy. Wardlow, for the first time, grabbed the chair from Sean Spears. Mm-hmm. He said, nope. He said, not happening. And then Sean Spears kind of gave him the eye. And then later on, then Wardlow comes out and helps MJF in that segment. He puts the ring on him and does his job. And then later on, for the first time, Wardlow talks some shit to MJF. MJF said, hey, I heard you had some disagreements. You know what? Blah, 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 blah. And he said, you work for me. You don't work for AEW. Well, he said, hey, if you win. Well, so he goes, I heard you had some problems with Spears. I'll tell you what. If you win the ladder match and you win the TNT title, I'll let you keep the belt. Yeah, and then MJF, as he's turning around and leaving, goes, yeah, like you're going to win anyway. And Wardlow finally stands up for himself. And he says, yeah, that's because I'm too busy making sure you're staying, you keep winning. And MJF clearly, obviously, gets pissed. And he says, hey, just remember, you work for me. You don't work for AEW. So I would watch what you say because I will fire you and your family will be on the damn street.
Classic AEW, just, giving TV time to people that don't work for them.
Right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I like that. I think it's time.
I do too.
It's time to break away. Wardlow is becoming way too big.
Yeah, I think because that happened last night on Dynamite, that made me go, okay, Wardlow is going to get involved on Sunday. And I think Wardlow costs MJF, and then that's where we're going.
What if Wardlow wins the ladder match? He's too busy celebrating.
Maybe. We can talk about the ladder match.
Would you rather would you guys rather Wardlow came out, cost MJF the match, or just didn't come out, which cost MJF the match? Like he's signaling.
You mean like
Wardlow.
MJF like blames Wardlow? Like where were you?
Yeah, like where were you? Or do you want him to actually get physically involved? Because I think that there's a cool dynamic where you could just say, I just didn't come out. I had my own stuff to worry about tonight. I had my own ladder match. I was out there taking care of my own business. I was in the back. Missed it. Or do you want him to actually come out and get physical with MJF, and then that's how Punk gets the win? Because I would there's a part of me that wants this Punk MJF thing to just be the two of them.
Yeah,
I know it's not
decisively.
I know it's not gonna be because of all the factors, and Throwback again with another cheer. Oh my, I'm gonna have to start dancing for Throwback here. He's just throwing cheers at us.
He does ask a question, so he says, do you see Ring of Honor as AEW's NXT? Should Ring of Honor be looked at as its own thing and not as a development? Pluggo can't outpick me. We talked about it a little bit at the top. I think we see it as a little bit of both. Yeah. They'll have their own people, but I do think that's where they're going to send some of the people on their roster that they want to get some work in and go there. And I'm sure they'll have a big star pop in from time to time for a bigger show or something like that. So I think it's going to be a little bit of both. I think that's,
I'm just incredibly intrigued on what Tony's going to do with ROH. Because he's already putting a lot into Dynamite, Rampage, and all this. I wonder if he can do it, recreate that magic.
Yeah.
If and then, him,
sorry. Tim says if he screws him, I think it would have more effect if he full turns on MJF, but after MJF wins. All right, that's fair. We got Cody popping in saying, "What's up, Beardos?" Hey, Cody, what's going on, my man? And then we got Powbomb says, I think it's the natural next feud. I don't think doing nothing is enough of a spark. I agree.
Okay, that's what I was just wondering, because you could go a couple ways with that, because I know that he did when Wardlow made the comment of like, well, I'm too busy worrying about your stuff to focus on mine. It made me think, okay, maybe that's how he screws him. And then we get the match. But no, I'm all for.
I mean, I think you could do it. I think you could do it properly either way, probably.
And Beardos, I think that should be the name of our fans.
Beardos?
I don't know what the fan. What's up, Beardos? So Cody's just giving us inspiration tonight. You should hire someone to ROH, and then he immediately comments that this Cody guy is free. Yeah, Cody Defoe. Is he going to run ROH? Natural. Astra could run it.
Yeah, maybe Spencer should be hired for booking on Ring of Honor, and that is true. The show he's making, Love Pro Wrestling 2. It's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy. March 25th. So
look, Spencer can do whatever he wants as long as he keeps letting us blow the budget. We're cool.
Yeah. We went easy this week. We went easy.
Yeah, we took it.
We were like, you know what? We'll just do the two of us this week. It'll be nice and easy.
We did this week for. We
showed up 4 times. That's what we did. He's got to pay us 4 times this week. That's what he's doing. He doesn't know it yet, but that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Because we were on Warren's show, and that for some reason was in his budget. I don't know. Like I'm saying, Spencer had to pay for that. Don't ask me how it worked.
No, I'm not going to even say it in the comment, but Spencer says next time you mention I'm running a commercial, we need the money. Oh, tremendous. Tim says MJF goes for the post-match beatdown. Tim says MJF goes for the post-match beatdown on Punk, and then Wardlow comes to the rescue. I'm okay with that too. He also says gives them room for more MJF Punk promos before the MJF Wardlow match. Yeah. I mean, again, I think that moment that Wardlow physically hits or assaults, whatever, MJF turns on him, that place is going to explode. He's a megastar. Like that's the moment that guy he's on a different plateau. And it could be Sunday. Don't say it.
Sounds like we need to pay some bills. So why don't we talk about our wonderful sponsor here at Love Wrestling? Manscaped.com, baby.
You know it. If you go to manscaped.com and you type in that code Love Wrestling, you will get 20% off as well as free shipping on your order. I say it every time. I've been a customer of theirs for years. I highly recommend them. The Lawnmower 4.0 is excellent, waterproof, nick-free. It is excellent. It'll keep you groomed down there. You'll be feeling fresh, looking fresh. Your partner will love it as well. Manscaped.com, 20% off with the code Love Wrestling plus free shipping.
Wait a minute here. I'm reading the comments, and you can actually run an ad on Twitch, and I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Is that an actual thing? I'm new to the Twitch game, and it looks like Tim's like, that's why I sighed. And then Spencer's like, blame the beards. And he's like, this is why we miss Facebook. So wait, you can just run?
Were we just doing that?
Were we just doing that when there was an actual commercial on? Yes. Oh, is that a thing? What commercial did you run?
I don't know. Well, whatever. We just did one.
I thought it was a gimmick. Oh, Dan J, welcome to the chat. Now, what happened? Oh, you definitely can. Yes, Pluggo. What was the commercial about? Was it at least good? Oh, ads for anyone not subscribed. Bonus being subscribed. No ads. So, yeah, subscribe so you don't have to worry about the ads. Follow us. Give us a like. I don't know what's going on now.
I don't know.
Powerbomb's got a question.
Yeah, well, this is what we're doing. Whatever.
Right.
It was good. I nailed it. That's
we did.
Good. Does Wardlow need to turn face to feud with MJF right away? I might like a slow transition. He has such a good, hateable face. I can't see him sticking as a face.
The fans love him.
I just think he's super over. The power bombs have made him super duper over, to the point where I think the fans want to cheer for him. So I see them kind of going the whole way, just because I think the fan. Yeah.
I don't know what.
We'll figure it out. It's show one. It's all new.
We're showing our age, man. We just show up and maybe, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Wardlow, I don't know if he's a long-term baby face forever, but in this moment, I mean, anybody that goes up against MJF is a baby face. I don't think so. It's just one of those things. I think you get him over, you have him baby face out with MJF, and then you figure out what to do with him after that.
Yeah. So, well, Cody says that Wardlow face turn, but he has to feud with Spears first. I mean, I think that's probably the logical thing is he'll turn on or hit MJF. He'll get his beat down, and then MJF will say, no, you got to go through these guys first.
Right.
And Wardlow will have to run the gamut, and then he'll eventually get MJF at Double or Nothing probably, and then that'll be that.
I mean, shout out to Spears, man. He could take a beating. And his facials are great. That's why he's still there. But somebody gift my boy Tim Knopp a sub.
I guess. Yeah. I mean,
you guys give
him one.
Give him one. Somebody, anybody. He almost fired us because of the move. But no, ultimately, I know we're talking. But the Twitch move has been awesome for all of us here at Love Wrestling. We've appreciated everybody making the effort to follow and come on over to the platform. Again, these episodes are going to be dropped the next day on YouTube and Facebook 24 hours later or the next morning, however Spencer wants to do it. But being here live definitely helps us out. The cheers, the bits, the emoji, the subscribes, all of it helps keep Love Wrestling going, keeps the lights on. I know we joke an awful lot about blowing the budget here, but this is how we keep that budget, the actual budget going. So thank you guys for showing up tonight. Thank you guys for making the first week of our Twitch exclusive content a success. The numbers were out the roof. Everybody showed out in great numbers and has been hell of supportive. So thank you. I said budget, but please don't run an ad, Spencer. I was putting you over, buddy. But no, yes, MJF thing, that's going to be a great match. John Moxley, Bryan Danielson. Hose me down. Take my money. Yeah. That is going to be a slugfest.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to
I think I was the one. I think I said, did I say Mox is going to win that thing, or I can't remember on Sunday. I'll have to go back and listen, but we were split. I know you and I were split.
No, you said Danielson. I said Moxley, and Warren said that he thought they were going to go draw.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Yeah, all
three of us had a different ending.
Because all three endings are great stories.
All three of them
and
work.
That is what's beautiful about this match is any way they go, it's amazing.
And I think,
there you go, Tim. You are now. You use our face, Tim. I got you.
No, Spencer's the one that gifted it to him.
I know, but I want to see him use our face.
God, we rag on Spencer enough. Let him have his moment because he did something.
Thank you, Spencer, for gifting that sub out. Again, you guys can do that too. That's awesome. That's how we keep this baby going. But yeah, I'm just giving Tim a lot of help. Tim said I smelled earlier. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, there we go.
The
only condition is that you don't use the Beard's faces.
Trying to hinder the flagship.
I honestly think that the Moxley Danielson match, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the outcome. It's just going to be wonderful. Yeah. And for me, and I said it on Sunday during the preview, I think as long as they end up together, I'm okay with whatever happens. Danielson wins, awesome. If Moxley wins, awesome. If Warren's idea of they go a time limit, 30-minute or whatever it is, 20, 30-minute draw, cool. It all works. It all works because they're going to beat the living hell out of each other. And it's going to be an absolute war.
The only one of the younger wrestlers that they mentioned that doesn't have any ties, I think it's Moriarty. So, but I just love the idea of like Moxley and Danielson walking up to 2.0 and just going, he's ours now. That's it. Like, what are you going to do? And then they just beat the living shit out of 2.0, take Daniel Garcia. They walk up to the best friends. No offense to like Cassidy and them. They just go, Wheeler Yuta, he's ours now. On your way. Like just bullying people in the locker. Like I love that idea. And they're working with and I know the rumors that aren't like on screen, but it's behind the scenes that he's been working with Jade Cargill a lot. I'd like to see them get a female presence into this fold too. And I think she would be perfect. Yeah. Like look at her now. She's so young and green, but wait until we get our hands on her. She's going to just murder everybody. So I think she's already.
If you saw the match that she had last week, she was already doing like holds and submissions, and I was like, "That's Danielson." I'm like, "That's her training with Danielson right there." Dan says Moriarty and Seidel are close, which is why Seidel interrupted Danielson.
I forgot about Seidel, but again, Seidel, bye.
I think at the end, Danielson and Moxley are gonna be like, "Yeah, no, we want these guys working with us, so they're gonna come with us," and they're gonna turn them into monsters, which. Daniel Garcia already is just, it's just crazy. Man, I'm excited for that one. The triple threat tag match. Now that we found out last night that the Young Bucks, like we all kind of were expecting, are the third team. It's going to be the Jurassic Express.
Nope.
What?
Nope. Dino 210.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Dino
Shout out to our boy Warren.
Tremendous. Dino 210. It's going to be Dino 210 defending the AEW tag titles against Red Dragon and the Young Bucks. That match is going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I told Warren if that's the last thing we do is we're getting Dino 210 over. Because I literally almost fell out of my seat when he said it. But yeah, the Bucks, Red Dragon alone is great. And then you throw in the mix of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, who always pull off some crazy shit as a tag team. Like, it's going to be a great time. I ultimately think it's going to be Red Dragon. I think you're going to see a changing of the guard, so to speak, at Revolution. They're going to start some new programs heading into the summer months.
Yep.
And I think
Tim using every one of the emotes but ours. But because we can't. Unbelievable. Wow. The disrespect.
Well, then when your sub runs out and you need another one, don't come calling us, Tim. We'll hook you up, bro.
No, but I agree. I think this match should open the show.
Yeah.
I think this match should open the show. Dan has a good point here. He says he's got Jurassic Express. He says they don't need the titles. I agree. They don't need the titles. However,
it helps.
Them having the titles makes the story with Adam Cole in the middle. It makes it a lot juicier.
Yes.
A lot juicier. I want Red Dragon wins and feuds with the Briscoes. If the Briscoes are coming in, that would be.
And they're ROH Tag Team Champions, am I correct? And they're in the Hall of Fame. So, again, they can be there. And you know what, Tim? When have you ever listened to anybody?
Sure. Have we shouted out good guy Luchasaurus recently? Luchasaurus. He's
65 million years old, and he's doing all sorts of crazy stuff. More power to that guy.
Right? I hope I can make it that way.
Which everybody in the chat, let us know which match at Revolution you're looking most forward to. We'd like to know. We've talked to
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Tim loves us.
Hey, we love him. We love him. We love all of you guys.
So Cody's saying, did you see the Ryan Nemeth tweet? He said Luchasaurus holding up a flight for him. I didn't see that. I'll have to be on the lookout for that. Yeah. All right, Pluggo. Do you believe that we're a month away from WrestleMania?
No, I'm shocked.
Does it feel like we're a month away from WrestleMania?
No, it feels like we're much longer. But like I said, it's 30 days. 29 days, right? Because it'd be the 2nd of April.
Yeah.
No, it'll be 30, 31 days. I don't know math. That's what I do. I just show up here. All 3 ladies matches, Astrid. Yeah, there's going to be.
Oh, yeah, we're going to start talking about it. But Dan says it would just suck if Jurassic Express's reign ended for a feud that they weren't really a part of. Just my thought. I agree. And, that is one of the things where I feel like the Jurassic Express winning the tag titles they made it a moment. Obviously, the Rey Fenix injury kind of dampened it a little bit, but they made it a moment. It was Jungle Boy's first championship victory. They showed his family. Like they made it a moment. It was a big deal. And it's been kind of not a memorable reign so far. They really haven't done much. And if you ask most people who they think is going to win this match, they're probably not picking, you know what I mean? So it'll be a bummer for them to lose the titles that quickly without really a memorable thing that happened. But at the same time, I just think it makes more sense for the titles to be involved in that other storyline. That's just me personally, though.
Well, and right now, and you nailed that on the head, right? So Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, whether it's their fault or booking or whatever, just aren't in prominent spots right now. And AEW from day one has been very pro tag team wrestling, and they said they were going to make it important. They were going to make it as big as the world titles. And right now, it just doesn't feel like that because the biggest tag team feud you got going is the Bucks and Red Dragon, right? That would be the biggest one on the card. So get the titles in the mix there somehow. I don't know. And there's a way to do it. I just think like what I would like to see happen is Adam Cole wins as well. All 3 undisputed or whatever you want to call them, undisputed era members hold the title. And then you said Omega comes back and we get the Elite and undisputed era facing off at the end. Like, hey, this is our house. Why do you have all our gold? And then you can start something going on there. I don't know. I will be interested to see what happens here. That it could go 3 ways. Ultimately, I think we're going to see Red Dragon get it done. But we could see I don't know. I'm torn. There's so many good every match on this card, you could convince me of the winner, and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. I agree. Dan says, I don't care who wins. I just need maximum violence in Mox and Danielson. I believe that's what we're going to get.
Yes.
He also says, and he needs a power bomb off between any of the big guys in the ladder match.
Well, let's talk about Astrid's comment. The ladies match. They got 3.
Let's talk about. We have 3 because they announced last night that on the pre-show, the buy-in, we are going to get legit Layla Hirsch and Chris Statlander. They've had a little bit of a feud going on for a little bit now. So that'll be good. And then we have 2 women's championship matches. We have Jade Cargill defending the TBS title against Ty Conti. And then we have the rematch, Britt Baker defending the AEW women's championship against Thunder Rosa. Oh. Cody's saying, hey, Pluggo, can I convince you that QT Marshall is going to beat Huck?
I forgot that was happening, to be honest. But
that's the second match on the pre-show.
But it's like it'd be like 1,000,000,000 to 1 odds, right? Like Hook would have to like slip and fall, and then QT would be like, "Oh crap, what do I do?" Or it'd have to be like an accidental 3 count type deal. But there ain't no way Hook's never losing. I think Hook is gonna just go the rest of his career without a loss.
There you go.
That's
well, Tim says Thunder Rosa wins, so let's start there. Let's talk Thunder Rosa.
Look,
Britt
no,
Baker.
why are you underselling that? Look at the comment. Put it back up. Look at that.
What?
Look at that face.
Oh, he used our remote. Don't let Spencer see that.
Hey.
Yeah. Anybody that's just hopping in, we're talking a little bit of AEW Revolution. We're about to talk about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. So hit us up in the chat. What matches you're looking forward to the most?
Again, and if you wanted a sane deep dive on the entire card from start to finish, we talked with Warren Hayes on Sunday. That is up on all of our social medias. That's up on his social media, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all that fun stuff. You find it. Not Twitch. I don't think Warren has a Twitch, but YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And we deep though. I think we talked for 2 hours plus on that card.
Yeah, it was it was a detailed conversation. It was a very good.
But we're just gonna go over the total. We wanted to see where our fans are at with Revolution after last night. So Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker. Both of these women are 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. The build has been suspect, but it's still
not the greatest.
They're still gonna kill it because they're fantastic.
Yep, and Rosa is one that I'd be okay with beating Baker. I fully agree. I
have her beating Baker.
Yeah, and Tim says, I didn't mean to use it. I swear there was a smudge on my screen and I hit it on accident.
Well,
and this is not a wrong comment. She got the shaft in the aftermath of the Lights Out, so I'd like to see the redemption. I agree. I mean, we've mentioned it. Thunder Rosa won that Lights Out match. Britt Baker did not win that match. She lost that match, but Britt Baker was the one that became the superstar after that match.
We just didn't think Britt had that in her.
Correct. I think she surprised a lot of people, and she showed a lot. She showed a different side of herself to a lot of people. And it was one of those things where, she became, that was her, that made her, that match made her, it put her on a different level. But Thunder Rosa was the one that won that match. And she kind of got overshadowed a little bit by Britt's rise after that. And I think Thunder Rosa is winning on Sunday. I wasn't a huge fan last night of Thunder Rosa pinning her clean in that tag match. I wasn't a huge fan of that.
No.
That made me somewhat question whether my pick of Rosa is going to be wrong, but I don't want to fall into WWE tropes of booking with AEW because they've done it, but they don't always go that way. So I don't want to fall into
it's very well known
my WWE thinking. But I do agree with Dan here. I think it is Rosa's time. I think it's Rosa's time.
Yeah, because that's a very WWE thing that if they hold the title on the go-home show, odds are they're not winning the title.
Yeah, whoever's not winning on Sunday, let's make them look strong heading in so people think they have a chance.
But I mean, Thunder Rosa doesn't need. I mean, I'm interested. I would love to have kind of heard what the discussion was backstage with that decision because Thunder Rosa didn't need. You could have pinned Mercedes there. You could have pinned Hayter, and left those 2 alone. But I guess it was a statement. Maybe Rosa is that one person. I think in the comments, who was that said that? Oh, it's Cody. Thunder Rosa is the one person Britt can't beat.
Yep.
Maybe that's true. And I think that's okay in wrestling. I think it's okay to have wrestlers that just have your number.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It happens in sports all the time. Tom Brady always had Peyton Manning's number when they went head to head.
Eli Manning always had Brady's
number. It's one of those. I'm just waiting.
There are certain teams or certain people that they do. That's the thing that happens. You're right. That's the thing that happens in sports literally all the time. There's certain basketball players that they might not win the game every time they came to play the Celtics, but there's certain players that kill the Celtics all the time. They just kill the Celtics. It's just how it goes.
So,
he didn't.
He did. Oh,
he didn't.
Shut the stream down.
Bill Belichick gave you that one by not playing Malcolm Butler. Brady threw for 500 yards in that game. 500 yards.
Yeah, what a very prideful decision to not play your best cornerback.
Unbelievable. And still almost win. Anyway. Also, this didn't end up happening, but Murphy wanted Alistair Malachi to be his white whale and the one person Murphy couldn't be. Correct. And now they're together. Yes, and it was an illegal play that the refs didn't call. Crazy.
Sorry.
Oh man, what do we think? I mean, are we in agreement? I know we just talked about Rosa and Britt, but are we in agreement that we think there's no way in hell Jade Cargill is losing at all? There's not. There's no way. There's not.
I don't believe so. Again, you could convince me of Ty because Ty is a very formidable opponent. She's been in these big spots, but it's Jade's show. I think there's going to be a bigger. They need to. I will say this: they need to building who could potentially dethrone Jade. They need to start building that somewhere. I don't know if they've already started on Elevation or Dark, but we need like another person that is just on the level. Right now it's Rosa, it's Baker, it's Jade, and then Jade's running through all the mid-card ladies. There needs to be a fourth, or there needs to be some depth there. So I wanted to see what happens on Sunday, which way they go. If they shuffle a Mercedes Martinez over to Jade, or maybe a Hate or something, or get Ruby Soho heated back up. There needs to be something more for Jade than just squashing people because it shouldn't always be, yeah, we know she's winning.
Yeah, it's true. Cody, yes, we did. We started off the show talking about Tony Khan in the Ring of Honor conversation.
We love it.
Oh, yes, of course. And Tim, Celtics, they're actually playing right now. I don't know how they're doing, but the Celtics have been one of the hottest teams in the league lately. Their defense is next level, Tim. Stop making fun of my teams when you don't know what you're talking about. I'm glad you're subbed.
Those Jason Tatum those Jason Tatum Flaming Hot Barbecue chips, though, are phenomenal.
I don't even know those exist. What are they now? What are you talking to me? What are you telling me?
So they put out a series of Ruffles. I can't believe you don't know this, bro. Ruffles Flaming Hot Barbecue chips.
Are they actually hot? Did they got a spice kick to them?
Yeah.
You've had them, obviously. You said they were great.
Jason Tatum's on the cover of those. And then the Flaming Hot Sour Cream and Cheddars are LeBron. And then Anthony Davis has like a jalapeno lime one or something. It's why they're like, dude, they're phenomenal.
What?
I admittedly ate like an entire bag in like one sitting.
Check those out. Yeah. Dan says Jamie or Mercedes, maybe after Chris Layla, we might see a change in the division. I do. Well, that's part of the reason why I think Rosa is going to win. I think, look at Britt has had that title for a long time. She's kind of beaten everybody. I think Rosa, like Cody said, is the one person she hasn't got the best of. Rosa can win the title. It creates fresh matchups. You know, Rosa is going to be a fighting champion. She's going to fight everybody. And I think you can kind of make some new stars, get some new faces, some new matchups. Let Britt take some time off. She's been there throughout the whole pandemic. Like she hasn't taken any significant time off. Let her take some time off. And then when she comes back, I mean, she's going to have to figure, I assume down the line, her and Jamie Hayter will have some sort of program. But I want Adam Cole and Britt. I liked when they were on screen together. I wouldn't mind them eventually becoming
Britt's carried the division and she's become the face and she is the draw of that women's division, but she can't be the only one. That's where I think we're in agreement. She needs to step aside. Let's give another woman the ball and let her run with it. And see if we can keep because Britt needs more competitors. She's beat pretty much everybody they've thrown at her. Like there's not anybody really left. So I'm hoping they make the switch.
And we got Powerbomb says Soho needs to step out and come back and dethrone Jade. I can't think of anybody else. Yeah, Soho should be up in that level too. Dan says Layla versus Rose, D versus Rose. Give me.
Yep.
And
D
then
versus
couples
Rosa
champions
would be phenomenal.
I think D versus Rosa. I think that's a perfect early, maybe not first, but early feud for Rosa once she becomes champion. Because Deeb is looking like a monster, crushing all the rookies, doing that stuff. Eventually, I would assume she'll be positioned to be a threat towards the champion. And her and Thunder Rosa, that would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal.
couples champion. The only couples champion we won is our friend Alicia Toot and Richard Holiday to win all the gold. Friend of the show, man.
She is the friend of the show. That was a fun episode. But you can go back and find that. You want to go on YouTube, you can go back and find that. We had Alicia Toot on. And we did ask her about Richard Holiday, and this was before.
Yeah, before she turned heel.
This was before
man.
she turned heel. And she was talking some shit.
Speaking of friends of the show, Rick, I'm gonna watch it when we get out of here tonight. Our boy Alex Kane is taking on Calvin Takeman for the National Openweight Championship on MLW tonight. Whoo, boy, that's a feud. I can't wait to see that either. But yeah, if you want to see our Alex Kane interview, that also is on YouTube. We got all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, we've had.
You want to see Alex Kane threaten Spencer Love? That's also on our YouTube page.
Mm-hmm. You want to see Holden Albright threatening to kill us?
Threatening us.
That's on there
too.
Yes, correct.
That's on all our socials.
That's what we do. You want to see our friend Sean Ross Sapp? He's been on this show 3 times with videos. 3 times. Warren Hayes been on here multiple times.
Yeah, we just be blowing that budget.
We just had Billy Starks on a couple weeks ago. Great interview with Billy Starks. We had Mitch Clark on.
We might as well do it because the boss will probably yell at us if we don't because we've already kind of upset him today. But yeah, Love Wrestling. I always say Love Wrestling because I'm so used to it, but it's Love Pro Wrestling 2. Don't want to grow up. March 25th at the Rec Room in Alberta, Canada. We talked to Mitch Clark last week or the week before. He was a fun interview. He said he's going to bring the violence. Spencer and them keep dropping matches left and right. We just talked about Alicia Toot's going to be there. The Voros twins are going to be there. Taryn from accounting. Chris Parrish is going to be everybody. That thing is just filling up. Holden Albright might be there and just kill me. I don't know.
And you are right. Mitch Clark is awesome. He was a great guest. He was on last week. Go give that a listen. Give us a follow. Give us a subscribe here. And Love Wrestling on Twitch, and then go follow us at B2Beards on Twitter, and you can see our Twitter handles right below us here. Thank you for being here in the chat. We also Sam Beal, another one defending our honor. And thanks for tuning in. I don't want to butcher your name.
No, Dan, he has not. We kind of shut him up.
Thank you for tuning in as well. And Tim giving a draft reminder. Yes, starting very soon, actually, we are going to be having our return of the drafts. We used to do drafts almost every week, gotten away from a little bit, but we're going to have a return of the draft. We're going to be doing a draft of Adam Sandler movies. Oh. Adam Sandler movies. So it should be a doozy. That's a good one. All right, can we talk about
we talk about whatever you want, big dog.
Ooh, wow.
There's already
Spencer
some hate.
saying don't pick Click. It's sad. That's a sad movie. That's a sad whoever picks Murder Mystery.
That's a good one too.
No, it is not.
I thought it wasn't
that. It was all right.
Bad with Jennifer Aniston on Netflix.
Come on. Can we get a draft of AEW talent that should go to the new Ring of Honor? We could, but we're doing Adam Sandler tonight, so it'd have to be a different night.
We already promoted it.
We promoted the Adam Sandler draft. Dang it. I agree. It was perfectly acceptable. I don't know if it's a top 5 pick, but it was perfectly acceptable. I would agree with that comment. I would agree.
All I know is the feuds that have come off.
You be Halloween, baby.
Oh, man. That movie.
Oh, boy.
I don't even.
That was a doozy. And there we go. Cody's saying it's an idea for next week. Yeah. And then I do want to have. Look, we're about a month away from WrestleMania. I know we don't usually talk a ton of WWE on here, but WrestleMania time is WrestleMania time. So we're gonna have some WrestleMania themed drafts coming up too. Like we gotta dive into Mania as well. Yeah. It is. It does not feel. Oh God, Tim saying Click is better than Murder. I agree with this. Click is sad though.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, and that's coming from us, bro.
Now, I'm gonna ask a question in the chat. If you are, say you are. Do I have any baseball fans in the chat? I know there's few of us left.
Again, before we hop into that, as you answer the baseball question, you want a full deep dive into Revolution. I know we skimmed over it and glossed over it today. Go to Mr. Warren Hayes on Twitter. Link up to his YouTube page. Find the full predictions there. He's broken each one down, so you don't have to listen to the full 2.5 hours if you don't want to. But it's there. We're going to retweet it again. We're going to make sure we plug that. But yes, baseball fans, where are you at?
Well, Dan is one San Francisco Giants fan over there. I think it's no. And he says my Giants fandom slightly overrides my hatred of Manfred right now, just barely. And then we got what is this baseball you speak of? Yeah, I mean they're look okay.
Exactly, because there is no baseball because Manfred is a tool.
Okay, so I'm from Boston, Pluggo. Okay, we are the Red Sox are a part of our blood around here. Like that's the type of nature the Red Sox are. Like they're basically a family member. Are you taking your shirt off, bro? Oh, you're wearing a Red Sox shirt. Don't try to suck up to me with your friggin' Texas Rangers hat on. But anyway, no, but I like baseball. I still like baseball. The game needs to be fixed tremendously. Not everyone. All the Red Sox are a wall. As I recall, we are 4-time World Series champions in the last 18 years, more than any other team. But yes, a wall. Yeah, they try to come at me, but my teams have been good for a long time. You can't come at me. I have the most championships of anybody here. Don't come at me. My thing with baseball is these guys, and I think the players should stand their ground. They need to stand their ground because the owners always do this. They always do this. And they do it. Oh, we got Josh popping in saying hello. We are just talking about American baseball, everybody's favorite topic. Everybody's favorite topic. But the owners always do this. They don't care if they miss a few games because they have a set number of games where they're going to get their money anyway. So they're like, oh, we're going to miss the first month maybe. Oh, well, whatever. Because they know that in history, the players have always caved and they always give in.
Yeah.
You know how you get the owners to stop thinking that mentality? You don't give in. You don't give in. I know, Josh. I know. Baseball. Like what? I know. Sorry, but I'm sad. Baseball was not going to start on time.
We got to talk baseball
I'm sad
tonight,
about
Josh,
it.
because Unhinged, where you been?
I'm sad about it.
Vacation.
Josh killing it. Josh,
I know he's on fire right now. Our buddy Josh,
right now. Josh.
On fire. He just got off of another stream that killed it.
Yep. 100%.
But yeah, baseball. Like if I'm the players on this, I'll just say it. Like stand your ground on it. Get what you want. You have to. And I saw this tweet or this meme that basically said if you took the next 1,200.
Oh yeah, Jeff Passan of ESPN said 1,200 best.
1,200 best next baseball players, the product would suffer. You took 30 competent business owners, replaced them with the owners you have now, it'd be fine. It might even get better. The players are what drive the sport. That's why we watch. We don't watch for the owners.
Yep. And Lawrence says that the owners always love flirting with coming back to Montreal, then pulling out the rug from under us. They should go back to Montreal. The Expos should come back. One of the great hats, one of the great logos, Vladimir Guerrero, my beloved Pedro Martinez, my favorite Red Sox of all time, started like he became prominent in Montreal. And Dan says, I just want to watch a guy with a bat hit a ball, but all I want. But again, like I told JPJ on Twitter, I'll never be mad at the players having backbones. No, they need to, because this is not a player's issue. This is an owner's issue. The owners are the problem here. The owners need to be broken. So the players need to do it. And it's going to suck because I love baseball. If we have to go a season without baseball, oh well. Baseball kind of needs a crisis a little bit because the game – look at – and again, I'm a pro baseball guy. The game is brutal to watch. It is long.
Yeah.
In today's world, it ain't the people like you and me that baseball needs to continue to grow. It's the young people. It's younger people, and no young person is going to go, oh, what am I going to do with this Tuesday night in June? Oh, okay, let me watch the Red Sox tonight. Let me carve out this 4.5 hours of my life to watch this meaningless regular season game June 4th. Like it's 160 games.
62. 160.
Well, I know that. Yeah, I was rounding up. You know what I mean. It's 162 games.
I'm just saving you from all of our trolls.
The product, you need to improve the product. And the thing that pisses me off the most is these guys are not even close to agreeing, and they're not even talking about the thing that most fans care about. I think they're talking about service time and draft rights and minimum salaries. They're not even talking about improving the product on the field to make the game better so people will watch a whole game. They're not even talking about that.
And
it's infuriating.
It's because they're just trying to keep their pockets lined. The service time thing, we dealt with that with Chris Bryant here in Chicago. You held him out for 2 weeks just because you wanted to get an extra year of cheap service out of him.
Well, that's why this is happening again, because it's happening around Wander Franco.
Yeah, they're just
because the Rays did that with him. Because Wander Franco, they waited. They didn't bring him up to start the year. They did that thing where they sent him down to the minors for the first 3 weeks or a month, like they did with Bryant, because they get him for a 6th year. And Franco was unreal. Won the Rookie of the Year. He looks like he could be the next great young.
Oh, they paid him, but still, they paid him.
Yeah, but but the service time part of it is because they did that, they have him for another. You know what I mean? And it's just, Vladdy Jr. as well. Same thing.
They do it
to all the people, all the prospects that you hear are like, oh, these guys are like the next huge stars. They did it to Trout. Mike Trout didn't come up until middle of May, his rookie year, and Mike Trout literally might be the greatest baseball player to ever live. Literally, he might be. That's how good he is. That is how good he is.
But if you're new to the show here, we definitely like to
we dabble into we are wrestling based, but we dabble in we're doing Adam Sandler movies. We've had full football episodes. We've had draft
That's what you get on Between Two Beards, because we have a litany of other shows on Love Wrestling that dominate all sorts of reactions and breakdowns, and we like to just keep it loose, talk to you guys, talk to our fans, have a lot of fun. So thank you.
And right after this baseball thing, we are going to have that draft, that Adam Sandler draft.
Just so Tim will stop yelling at us in the chat.
I know, right? And so Pau asked us, what would make the game better in your opinion? You just need to speed it up. You just need to speed it up. You can't,
I don't want to put a timer on it. I don't think there should be it's a 2-hour time limit.
No, not like
needs
that.
To be, you really need to cut out the in-between time. I know they have to, every inning they got commercial breaks, but every pitching change takes 15 minutes.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what you got to do. I don't want to cut innings. I think that then you're messing with records and you're messing with certain things like that. I wouldn't be opposed to going to a shorter season. Baseball, before they went to 162, was at 154 for a long time. Even before that, I think they were in the lower hundreds. I would not be opposed to going back to 154 or something like that. I know it's not it's only 8 less games. It's not anything crazy, but I think a shorter season is fine. My thing they just need to make the game quicker. If you're a batter and you step into the box, you should be in the box until your at bat's up. Period. Not saying that the pitcher should be pitching, boom, 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 boom. They should give you a second to adjust, but you shouldn't be able to step out of the box, readjust your gloves, touch your crotch, spit in your hands, rub your face, wave to the crowd. You shouldn't be able to do that shit.
There you go.
And if you get in the box, you're in the friggin' box. You stay in the box until the at-bat's over. When you're a pitcher, I am for a pitch clock on the pitcher, or it's they do so many signs because everybody's afraid that they're because most of the teams are trying to steal signs and things like that. So the catcher, instead of just going, all right, here's a 1 for a fat. When we played Little League, if anybody here played Little League or baseball in your life, when you were pitching or if you were a catcher, what did you learn? You got down. 1 was fastball, 2 was curveball, whatever. And you would just go, all right, 1, and you would throw a fastball. Now, you look at a pitcher, he looks in on the sign, and if you ever see the camera with the catcher, he's doing a million signs. And then half the time the pitcher gets crossed up, doesn't know, he has to step off. There was a game last year between the Red Sox and the Rays. They brought in a middle reliever. It was one of the games that we killed him. So they brought in a no-name reliever. He had pitched 3 innings, the 5th through the 8th or something like that. And the broadcast, it was the Red Sox broadcast, were literally timing him because he was taking so long in between pitches to throw. In those 3 innings, the average in between pitches for this pitcher was 52 seconds. Think about that for a second. 3 innings of that.
Yeah.
No. You're a pitcher. You should get the ball, look at the sign, throw. That's it.
Yeah.
You should need 30 seconds or a minute to decide what you're throwing next. That is not. I bother. Like there's things like that bother me. That makes the game quicker. People need to see. A football game's 3 hours too, but everybody's watching a football game because it's a regimented time frame. Oh, a play is going to happen. All right, then we got 40-second break. A play is going to happen. Blah, blah. You need to know, like,
right.
Not everybody has all the time in the world and the attention spans of people. We have all this stuff on our phone that we can get lost into, YouTube, all these things. Like, nobody's going to sit there for 4 hours every night for 6 months watching baseball.
Some people do, but not.
I mean,
not
I
casuals,
do.
Not
I
casuals.
do. Yes,
yeah, not
I do. But like, you
it's
need to
all
grow
about
the sport.
all of it is about every sport is about getting that casual viewer in, and how do you get them to invest, and especially too, like you're not great at marketing your stars.
And
you're
that was going to be my second thing because we just mentioned Mike Trout a little earlier.
We know who Mike Trout is, but does the world?
Correct. How on earth does not like Mike Trout, the way that he plays baseball, with his stats and who he is, this is not hyperbole. This is not a joke. He is already one of the greatest players to ever play baseball. And by the time he retires, if he keeps up this pace, there will be an argument that he might be the greatest player ever. How on earth does most of the world not know? Mike Trout could walk into the room that most of the world is sitting in right now, and they wouldn't have any idea who he is. Any idea. He would just be like, oh, this is just a dude that walked in here. That's insane. That is insane.
He should remake Angels in the Outfield.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope because he actually plays for the Angels. That'd be great.
And in the outfield, it'd be perfect. If you're listening,
but like, how do people not know who he is? How do people not know who Fernando Tatis Jr. is? Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I will
Shohei Ohtani.
All
these young Ronald Acuna.
I think they're getting there. I think they're getting there with that group of people you just said. I think they're getting there in terms of like mainstream appeal because they are letting them be a little bit more loose. They need to get rid of the unwritten rules of baseball. Look, if you're down 15 runs and you throw me a meatball, I'm hitting it over the fence. I don't care who you are. I don't want to hear that shit. Just because, you know why? And I say this every time. Those players have incentives in their contracts. If they don't hit 20 home runs, they don't get that incentive. But because you gave up 15 runs, I'm not allowed to chase my money. Like, shut up. Just pitch the ball. Be better. Don't lose by 20 runs. So I think that's one thing too. I think that old guard of like you can't steal with certainty and you have to take a walk. No, screw you. Like I just let me play the game. It should be fun. And I think that group of players that you just said are doing that. Like Tatis, he don't care. He's out there having a good old time.
Yeah. I agree. And Cody says, perfect example. He goes, in Canada has a team for crying out loud. They have Toronto. They should have Montreal too. But they have Toronto. They have a team. Canada has a baseball history. He says, I know Vladdy. I don't know anybody else you just mentioned. And I just mentioned literally 4 or 5 of the brightest and biggest stars in the game. And he has no idea who they are except for the one guy that is currently playing in Canada.
Baseball is extremely market-based. You know your market if you're a casual. You know who's in your market, but you don't know. And it's so deep because you've got the majors, the 4 different levels of minors. Like there's so much to learn. But they're just like you said, yeah, like I don't want to. Mike Trout, best player in the game. Has he ever hosted SNL?
Nope.
LeBron James has.
Yep.
Peyton Manning has. Tom Brady has. I'm just using other sports as these examples of like these mega stars are doing things to cross over into mainstream, and you're taking your stars of baseball and they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, why is that? I don't know whose fault that is, but it's got to be figured out.
You have to be able to.
So we need some more home runs.
No. Oh, and again, I get
chicks dig the long ball.
Chicks
Remember
dig
that
the
commercial?
long. Yeah, I do. Yeah, chicks dig the long ball. I do think, and I don't think they should ban the shift but they need to do something with the shift.
No,
because
I think it's fine.
No, I feel like every time you watch a baseball game, literally it's a strikeout or a home run. And there are people that get a good piece of the ball and they'll rope something that should be a base hit, which would keep the speed and pace of the game going better. And it'll end up in the second baseman's hand who's playing 250 feet into right field and they'll throw him out.
Hit the ball the opposite way where nobody's at.
Yes, I understand that argument, but it's really not that easy all the time to hit that when somebody's throwing a 92-mile-per-hour slider. Is that
his fault?
But with nowadays, that's not how the game used to be. Nobody was throwing off-speed pitches at 90 miles an hour back then.
But if I take the 7 players in the field, not including the pitcher and the catcher, and I decide to play them all in left field, and I give you the entire field to do what you want, but I know you're going to hit it there anyway, so I'm going to put all 9 people in the spot that the analytics say you're going to hit it. How is that my fault? I gave you 8 other spots you could hit the ball. That is I will say that till the cows come home. Hit it the opposite way. I know it's not easy.
I think you are making that sound like it is a far easier thing to do than it is.
Look, there are players that are just dead pull hitters. That's all they are. They don't work on opposite. Joey Gallo.
That's all.
Again, he's the guy that brought it up, but it's not my fault, Joey, that you're not over there working on opposite field.
So this is another thing.
Ball over to the third base that left you a hole.
Yeah,
and get on base.
This is another thing that I think is an issue with baseball. Is you just mentioned Joey Gallo. He now plays for the Yankees, so I hate him. So Joey Gallo, when he was, and he's still on the younger side, but when he was younger, he was considered like Big Papi was a one-spot hitter, but not really though, because Big Papi can hit it to the opposite field. Big Papi was like, yeah, he was good. If you look at his batting averages, he was always 280s, 300 or higher. Like he could hit no matter what. But he had some years that he batted 240 because of it's part of it. But Joey Gallo, a couple years ago, he was like this, like he was what baseball teams were looking for. Like he was a prize commodity, a guy that hits 220, trash.
I know.
Can't hit the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
He bats 200, strikes out 300 times, but he hits 40 homers, and they were like, and walks, and they were like, oh, this prospect. No, that's a bad baseball player. That's not a good baseball player.
But
a guy that bats 200
hits it one side of the field.
I know, but a guy that hits 200, that's not a good baseball player. But in today's baseball, because of launch angles and all these other things, that they're looking for, Joey Gallo is considered like, oh, what do you do? Oh, you batted 232, 36 homers, 110. That's a good year. No, 232 is not a good year. It's not a good year. Oh my God!
Look, in football, if the Patriots decided to put all their cornerbacks on one side of the field, you're telling me that I can't? That Tom Brady just went and throw it to the other side. Like,
that's a lot different. You still there would be no talent. You still need to be able to hit the ball that's coming at 100 miles an hour.
You're making $300 million into your contract.
That's not everybody.
You need to learn how to go oppo. Not everybody, but just go opposite field. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to take the shift out of the game.
You're making that sound. I'm not opposed to not taking it out.
If I leave you half the field, that is me giving up half the field.
You're making that sound like it's something that can easily happen.
So I'm supposed to just put the players in the same spot. I'm not supposed to do double play depth. I'm not supposed to shift a little bit.
No, I'm not against banning the shift. I just think you need to limit. Everybody gets a shift now. If it's a right-handed hitter, they're over here. If it's a left-handed, every batter has a shift.
So do you got to limit it? 3 shifts a game?
I don't know, but you got to figure it out because they're taking away.
What's a shift?
They're taking away base hits, and they're taking away that the flow of the game goes.
I get you.
Every time it's a walk, it's a strikeout, or it's a home run because there are no obviously there are still base hits and doubles and stuff like that, but like the amount of base hits and stuff like that are few and far between compared to nowadays because
I hear you.
You got the shortstop playing in shallow left field. So the guy that hits a rope that's a single is getting thrown out.
But the analytics say that guy is going to hit that ball right there. So let's put a player where he's going to hit it.
Well, the analytics are part of the problem. The analytics are part of the problem.
You don't like analytics?
I'm a nerd. Right? We're talking about wrestling. We have a wrestling show right here. I'm excited about a video game coming out tomorrow. I'm a fucking nerd. All right. The nerds have ruined baseball. They've ruined baseball. Okay.
Yeah, the analytics.
Call me a boomer. Call me whatever you want. I guess I'm a boomer when it comes to baseball. The nerds have ruined baseball because we're worrying about things that don't make you good baseball players. You know, how do you know that guy's a good fielder if you know where to fucking stand every time the guy's hitting? Why don't you go make a play?
You don't.
Yeah, because it's trash.
If I'm leaving you half a field,
unbelievable.
Hit it there. I'm daring
unbelievable.
You to hit it there.
Let's talk about Adam Sandler. I'm done with this shit. I'm gonna stop throwing things.
We gonna fight tonight, baby.
Thank you for humoring me. I tried to stay as calm as I could towards the end.
I wasn't gonna let that happen.
Sweet Jesus.
Personally,
Brad Pitt ruined baseball. He did. Moneyball. Brad Pitt ruined baseball.
No. Jonah Hill ruined baseball.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt did hire him, though, so I guess it is ultimately his fault. But yeah, it was all Jonah Hill.
Son of a bitch.
In that damn parking garage when he's like, you know what? Johnny Damon off your payroll. I think it's a great thing for baseball.
Oh, my God.
To not have Johnny Damon in a small market.
Screw Johnny Damon.
So as he settles down, I will say behind the curtain here, I love getting JPJ fired up. It's my favorite rant.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned it on here, but I usually get fired up like that off the camera, like after. And every time you're like, why don't you do? That's the stuff you need to do on the show. You need to do that on the show. I'm like, no, I will have a chill vibe. I'm flipping out off camera, swearing, just like, no. Then you're like, why? You got to do that on the main show, man.
Yeah, give the people what they want, baby.
Tim says this conversation reminds me of the closest I've been to MLB when I was watched Major League all time.
I watched Major League.
Tony Danza is a treasure. Tony Danza is a treasure.
Yes, I watched Major
Cody,
League 2.
You take that back. Major League 2 is all right. 1 is better though.
One is better, but 2.
One of the all-time. I was just having a conversation about it earlier today. A League of Their Own.
I love that movie. I watched that. I watch it probably every 6 months or so.
Could you, if we paid you, could you be any more disgusting? I certainly use the money.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Avoid the clap.
When he's peeing and they're timing it, and they're like,
yeah. It's so good. It's so good. All right.
Anyway,
I'm gonna let you pick first in this draft because it was your idea. Tim giving us the draft reminder. It's happening right now. Right now is the draft. It's been a while since we do these.
Tim. He was anti-Twitch, and now he is.
Now he's promoting us. Now he's like being a promoter for us.
It's got him.
But yes, we used to do drafts every week. That was one of the shticks of the show. It was one of the sticks that got us over, I think. But as we've had guests and stuff like that, we've gotten away from it a little bit. But tonight is the return of the draft. We're going to try to do these almost as many weeks as we can, almost every week again. And I asked Pluggo, hey, what do you want to do? And he came right out. He goes, Adam Sandler movies. I've been wanting to do that one for a while.
Yeah.
I want to do that one for a while. And I said, I'm in, brother. Let's do it.
I was watching one the other day, and I was like, he's got a lot of movies. We could get picks out of that.
So here's what we're going to do.
We're of the same age.
If anybody's watching for the first time, it is a 5-round draft. Pluggo will go first because it is his idea. And we're just going to do a 5-round draft back and forth. We will put this on Twitter over the weekend. We'll have you guys vote. And whoever wins, we'll pick the category for next week here on our Between Two Beards draft. Pluggo, I will let you lead the way. The number one pick.
We actually need to put it on Twitter this time.
Yeah, I know. We always say that and we forget because we get tired. But the number one pick, number one pick in the Adam Sandler draft.
Big Daddy.
Oh, thank you for doing that. Get that out of the way.
That's the best. That's the best Adam Sandler movie.
That is not the best Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, that movie is so good.
It is, but that is not.
Oh, how is it not the best? Then what are you taking?
Because the best overall in totality, when you're talking about old school Adam Sandler, like raunchy old school Adam Sandler, and then you're throwing in the family love story type, the best overall Adam Sandler movie, and my first round pick is The Wedding Singer.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. That would have made my Cody. I'm gonna put this on the screen. I'm not supposed to touch buttons, but the Ecto guy decided to take the night off. He
was taking the lady out on a date tonight.
Taking the lady on a date
he
tonight.
Said they needed a much needed date night, and we said, "You dog."
Thank you,
dog.
Power Bob. It is Big Daddy. That's right.
I'm not saying Big Daddy's a bad movie. Big Daddy should definitely be on the board here. Number 1 overall.
I'm taking it.
I don't know.
The perfect balance of like his serious side with his comedic side.
I think that's what The Wedding Singer is.
Great touching story. Oh, I mean, and then number 2 for me, Waterboy.
It's great. It's a good
taking the Waterboy.
All right. Well, if you're taking that off the board, then I am going to go.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
I am going with Happy Gilmore.
Ah, yes. That's a good one. I should have took that. That was a mistake on my part. But hey, I live, I learn, I move on to only say
you're cheating right there. You're trying to cheat?
No, I had a text from the wife.
Oh well. What was number 2? Oh, we took it first. All right, Wedding Singer.
Yeah, it was a picture of Owen. He's had a rough day.
Oh, there you go, Dan. I already said it. JPJ won. That's what he said.
That's fine.
Just with Gilmore. It's great.
Everybody always picks JPJ. Well, then
if I saw myself in pants like that, I'd kick my own ass.
I'm taking Billy Madison.
Yeah. I mean, those two are the all time.
There. I mean, that was what really got him. That's what really got him going. There was the Billy Madison pick.
Yeah,
like that movie.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. I could say Happy Gilmore
is better.
Yeah, I could say Happy Gilmore quotes all day. Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
I had to play the ball for Frankenstein's freaking foot earlier.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore. Oh my God. All right, I'm going serious here.
Ooh.
I personally think this is one of Adam Sandler's best performances. It is also one of my favorite movies. It is a serious movie compared to most of stuff. I'm going with Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've seen that. That was his most. I think it was all serious. I don't think he had any. What's going on over there, JP?
That movie is excellent.
Street racers happening at your house?
Yeah, downtown. The new the video game I'm talking about that I'm pumped up for tomorrow is the new Gran Turismo game. Yeah. I'm not a big race car driving game, but Gran Turismos have always been my shit.
We could do a Fast and Furious draft. They got 47 movies.
Yeah. Reign Over Me. Oh, I mean, that's an all right one. I didn't mind that. I don't think it'll be on my draft board, but it could be. We got 2 picks each left. And there's some doozies.
I know. This always happens. You get 2 spots left, and you're like, there's so many great movies left that oh my goodness. I am going to take Mr. Deeds.
That's all right. I like that one. I like
love that movie. That was a good one. I'm still interested. Cody earlier said that he had one that we probably weren't going to pick.
I think he's still in here, so maybe he's waiting until we go through our picks to see if we take it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if that happens, if we've taken it yet or not.
All right, so I'm going animated here.
Ooh.
I'm going a holiday movie from Adam Sandler. I'm going 8 Crazy Nights. Great Adam Sandler movie.
Did my last pick already?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Well, see, now here's the thing. Spencer said nobody's allowed to take Click.
Is that where you're going to?
No, I'm just saying Click is really good.
You are right. You are right, Jean. Jean or Jean. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. You are right. 8 Crazy Nights rules.
But Click is really, really good. But if I'm going to go with, again, and I do these for me, this is what I would watch, right? So I'm picking the movies. I'm taking Grown Ups.
Wow. Awful movie.
It's awful, but it's Chris Rock. It's Adam Sandler.
I get it. Oh, I know the stars that are in it.
If you can the storyline is trash, but it's
a dog shit movie. I love Adam Sandler. Trust me, I would hug him if I met him. He seems like that kind of guy. It's a dog shit movie.
But I love those 4 together as a group, and I think it's a lot of fun. So, and Grown Ups 2 has Stone Cold Steve Austin in it.
Well, you didn't pick Grown Ups 2. You picked Grown Ups 1.
I'm just throwing that out there. Since I'm off the board, I'm just throwing it out there now.
For the love of God. You
notice I don't throw out movies until I've picked my 5th.
I get it.
I'm a man of the people.
There is a lot. There's a lot we could choose from right now. There's a lot.
We could probably keep going.
There's a lot. We could easily do like 10 rounds. Easily. He was in Coneheads, Airheads.
Yeah.
Great movie. An underrated. I'm not going to pick it, but an underrated movie. He was in the movie Bulletproof with Damon Wayans, which was like a kind of serious / comedy movie. That was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
Oh,
Little Nicky, excellent.
Little Nicky, that would have been a good
Little Nicky is very, very good.
50 First Dates was really good.
Well, I think that's the one I'm taking in. I think with my last pick.
Yeah.
What about Anger Management with Jack Nicholson? Another great movie.
Another one. Awesome movie. His cameo work in The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider, where he's like, you could put your weed in there, man.
Funny People. Funny People was good too.
Funny People's good too.
No, but I am going with, I think, Longest Yard. That's a good call there.
The murder mystery
Lawrence
movie
says that Sandler even said the grown-up movies were just paid vacations. Yeah, because they were all friends and they would just, I agree.
And again, I put it on. Like, I find myself periodically just putting it on, and just like it's four comedic like juggernauts, in my opinion, just hanging out together for and they just click really well. So I like it. That's what I do.
Pop says he had to click out. We did not say The Longest Yard. The Longest Yard is not going to go drafted because with my last pick, I am taking 50 First Dates. That's what I'm taking.
Hell yeah, that's a good one too. Not
so
every
to round out,
movie
I
has
crushed
to be
you.
some cinematic gene that you always do.
Absolutely crushed you. Wow, overall, Cody had Reign Over Me as the number one pick.
I've never even heard that.
Underrated. That's the one with Don Cheadle, something revolving around 9/11. I think Adam Sandler has a. I think he's handicapped of sorts, or he has like he has an issue in that movie.
You need to take Chuck or Larry. That's My Boy.
That's My Boy was good.
That's My Boy was trash, but that's a moment.
That's okay. So his family died in the 9/11 attacks. 8 Crazy Nights, Lawrence. I drafted that. I got that one in here. So to round it out, and we will post these on Twitter, I promise. To round it out, Pluggo has Big Daddy, The Water Boy, Billy Madison, Mr. Deeds, and Grown Ups. And then I have The Wedding Singer, Happy Gilmore, Punch Drunk Love, 8 Crazy Nights, and 50 First Dates.
I haven't seen this one. I haven't seen that one yet, but you got to say it like the what's going around on TikTok.
Uncut Jam.
Uncut Jam.
Yeah, that's the thing. Uncut Jam.
Uncut Jam.
Yeah.
What are you? This is Between Two Bars.
On that note, we got to get the hell out of here before
JPJ.
All right, I'm cutting this shit off. Everybody that paid attention to us in the chat tonight, that played along, thank you. You know how much we appreciate you. Pluggo's overtired. We've done a lot of shows this week. Zohan is good. Zohan is good. Tim Knob just loving his new subscription with his emotes. If you subscribe, if you're in here and you subscribe, you'll get all these fancy emotes, and they're cool. They're very cool.
Honestly, hang out and love wrestling chats throughout the week.
Oh yeah,
we've been known to throw and gift out a few subs here and there. You know, we want to help grow this as best we can. So if we can gift out some subs, if you're in the chats,
yeah,
you might.
Tim,
never know.
This is a bad word, but he says he effing hates Zohan. I like Zohan. I thought it was funny. Wedding Singer, Grown Ups, they were taken. Anger Management
feel like
wasn't.
We're missing a big one that I just for some reason, but
no,
might not. No, I know.
Look, there's a lot, but I don't think we missed a big one. I think we got them all. And I will say, I was just trying to make the boss happy tonight because he did give Tim that sub. But Click is a good movie. It is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I would say Click is probably the biggest one that we didn't take, but it is a good movie.
It's a very good movie.
All right, people. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Enjoy Revolution this weekend. It should be a doozy. We'll probably be talking about it next week. Like we said multiple times, go check out our preview with Warren Hayes. It's a good time. It's really in depth. Pluggo, anything else coming up, down? And yes, Sacrifice Impact this Saturday night should also be a doozy. I believe we'll be doing a blowing off stream where they're going to kind of intertwine it and talk about Sacrifice and what happened whilst blowing off stream with some video games. or tabletop games. So tune in for that. Sacrifice should be good. Revolution should be. I don't even know if there's words to describe it, how strong that card is.
If that show disappoints, somebody screwed up somewhere.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. There.
But as always, thank you all for hopping in and being part of the show in the chat. We love all your support. We appreciate every single one of you people. So again, thank you. We will see you next week. For Pluggo, I'm JPJ. And until next week, wait for it. I'm tired. Peace out.
I only drink with my best friends. Some people say we have a